Greetings, and thank you for joining us at Enhanced Business Solutions. I'm Angela Ellis. Today, let's talk about how to treat them. Who are they? They are your team members, your employees, and even your volunteers. Let's start with a story about a famous amusement park and one of their groundskeepers. When asked what he does for a living, the groundskeeper said, "He makes sure that each park guest has the most enjoyable experience possible." In truth, he's responsible for cleaning up the park grounds. His main tasks are picking up trash and disposing of it in the proper receptacles. But also, he is responsible for making sure each park guest has an enjoyable time. He goes on to explain that no one wants to come to an amusement park with their entire family and see unsightly, smelly trash on the ground. It's undesirable, unpleasant, and indeed detracts from the enjoyment of that experience. The groundskeeper knows that his goals to keep the park grounds clean and free of refuse impacts each guest's experience. He also knows how his goals align with overall goals and mission of the park, which is to ensure that each guest has the best time possible. How does he know this? He had a great leader who set him up for success by explaining clear goals and setting expectations. His leader understood that knowing the importance and impact of one's job is a real motivator. If you are a leader, are you motivating your team in this simple way? At the Leadership Essentials Workshop conducted by Enhanced Business Solutions on April 5th, we'll discuss this and two other key means of motivating your teams so that they are prepared, willing, and able to give their best effort every day. Another example of how setting expectations and being realistic about one's skills, knowledge, and abilities can affect one's performance. Let's look at another story. It's one of a famous author and motivational speaker who gave his son the responsibility of caring for the lawn when his son was 12 years old. He figured the youngster was doing well in school, mastering the trumpet, and even developing into quite an athlete to boot. So he knew he was ready for this awesome new challenge. He instructed the boy, "Son, just keep the yard green and clean." "Can you do that?" he asked, to which his son vigorously nodded. 2 weeks later, after giving his son this new responsibility, he came home from a business trip to find the grass was turning brown and the yard was full of twigs, debris, and fallen leaves. The father asked, "Son, what happened? I told you to keep the yard green and clean, and you said you would." The son replied, "I tried, Dad, but I just didn't know what to do." The dad then asked, "Why didn't you ask me any questions?" And his son said, "Dad, I didn't want to disappoint you by letting you know that I didn't already know." The father learned 3 valuable lessons that day. 1, when people don't know how to do something, they don't always ask. The lesson for the leader: give them the information they need proactively. Don't expect them to figure it out on their own. Number 2, just because someone is great at a variety of other tasks doesn't mean he or she will be instinctively great at a new task. The lesson for the leader: teach them, tell them, and show them what they need to know. Be specific, and they'll get it. Number 3, if they get stuck and you're not around, they won't know where to turn for guidance. The lesson for the leader: don't delegate to them and then desert them. They will need you to be available for guidance, direction, support, and even encouragement. At the Leadership Essentials Workshop, we'll teach each leader present how to help others develop new skills through supportive and directive coaching. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you on April 5th, where we'll talk about myths and mistakes managers make and how to correct them, 5 strategies for developing and coaching others, some effective ways to motivate, and ultimately how to optimize the performance of any individual or team. Our contact and registration information is on this slide. Thanks again for your time. We know it's your most valuable asset.